Out for a town hall in Joplin to hear about a possible rate increase. And MoDOT wants to bring awareness and reduce the dangers of road work zones. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, Liberty customers turn out for a town hall meeting in Joplin to discuss a possible rate increase. Plus, after a pair of drownings in southwest Missouri over the weekend, calls grow for creek and river safety. And police and firefighters in Joplin respond to a blood donation shortage with an annual competition.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It was a full house tonight as Southwest Missourians turned out for a public hearing on a proposal that could raise their electric rates. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. A couple of hundred or more people turned out for tonight's hearing at Joplin's MSSU Justice Center Auditorium. The Missouri Public Service Commission conducted this event to get public input on a request by Liberty Utilities that could increase electric rates by 30% or more for thousands of Missouri customers. The commission heard from the company and from some customers who are not happy about the proposal. One man says he represents a senior living facility and the hike would hit hard for the people living there.
Utilities would absolutely kill them. Most of us live on Social Security.
We know that no one wants to see their rates go up. We also know that our customers rely on us for safe and reliable service. It's an essential part of their daily lives. So the projects that we have built and that are part of this rate request are for us to meet that commitment for them.
Liberty says the requested rates reflect $702 million in capital investments intended to benefit customers, including strengthening Liberty's system against extreme weather, improving security, and generating more capacity to meet demand. If approved, the higher rates would take effect in early 2026. Missouri American Water is leading a statewide push to replace lead service lines and just hit a major milestone. The company has now replaced more than 20,000 lead lines across Missouri and says it's on track to meet the federal deadline. Missouri American says the effort is part of a long-term commitment to improving water quality and safety for customers.
Target to have all of the lead service lines throughout the state of Missouri in the systems that Missouri American operates by 2037, which of course we all know that lead in drinking water is not a good thing.
Crews continue their replacement work in several communities. First responders are emphasizing the importance of water safety after 2 people lost their lives this weekend in southwest Missouri. On Saturday, a 16-year-old drowned at Grand Falls in Joplin. Then yesterday, a Good Samaritan lost his life while attempting to save a kayaker at the Elk River at Knoll. First responders say creeks and rivers can have a lot of risks that might not be visible from the surface. They say if you're planning a day at the water, to keep safety in mind, wear a life jacket and know the current state of the water.
Know where you're going, know where your surroundings and what is there. If you can't see it, then you don't know it's there. There could be trees under the water, there could be deep holes that you don't know about. There could be any obstacle that just is below the surface that you don't know that could cause you an issue when you're swimming or boating or floating.
I think that you can be a really strong swimmer. You can know the river really well. And, your physical capabilities are only so much, no matter how trained you are.
Fire chief says if you believe someone to be in danger in the water, you should immediately call 911. He says every minute counts during an emergency, and trying to go in and save someone yourself can be dangerous. Let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney for a first look at the weather.
Well, we do still have heat advisories for the area. An excessive heat warning, that's in the hot pink for southeastern Kansas and southwestern Missouri, along with a couple of our counties out there in Oklahoma, and that is extended until Thursday by 7 p.m. Now, as we get a little bit further into Oklahoma and Arkansas, we've got a heat advisory until next Saturday. Now this is likely going to be extended even more because our highest temperatures are going to be closer to the weekend. But for the next couple of days, we're looking more like what we saw today. So we got up to about 93 degrees with our low this morning, about 77. Now you can see average, we're in the low 90s, low 70s, but that's going to be similar to what we're seeing the next couple of days. And we're getting into the mid 90s for our Tuesday. But our heat index is going to be slightly lower due to the lower humidity. But I'll have all those details coming up.
See you soon. Working in this summer heat can be intense and dangerous. Our reporter Ty Parks met up with volunteers from Vision Carthage as they work to make the Carthage police station look better.
Vision Carthage is a beautification nonprofit, so anything that we can do to beautify Carthage is something that we want to have our hands in. And so that's why we have so many helping hands here today. There are a lot of people that feel the same way, that really care about Carthage. They want to show that they want to invest and pour into this community.
The heat brings a set of challenges for the volunteers.
Working in the heat, especially the heat index where we're measuring, I think today was around 100, 102, can be very dangerous, especially if you have a labor position or you're in a position where you're outside constantly or exposed to the heat. The risk is there for everybody. Previous heat injury puts you at a higher risk. Heart problems, lung problems, kidney problems tend to exacerbate your susceptibility to becoming dehydrated, as well as can manifest the symptoms of heat injury much quicker.
The volunteers that do this professionally are still at risk and take precautions.
Well, normally we work like around 4 or 6 hours a day, especially if you work outside on construction. You gotta put a couple hours of break too, so you don't have to be too many hours in the heat.
Water is very important, but not just any water.
Drinking water is absolutely appropriate, especially every hour on the hour if you're outside working. And if you're doing that with profuse sweating, we do recommend supplementing with some type of electrolyte. It can be as simple as eating. You can have a bag of chips or something. But as long as you're not just pushing free water into your body and you're recovering those electrolytes, that's the most important part of staying hydrated.
We are just honored, honestly, to be able to help them in this way, and we know a lot of people will appreciate it. So for me personally, this is very gratifying work, it's very rewarding, and it's just very fun to see how all of these helping hands come together today to make a real difference.
Carthage Police Station gets an upgrade and every volunteer goes home well. In Carthage, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Vision Carthage is always looking for volunteers to help in the summer heat. Well, as the heat continues to soar, staying cool isn't just good advice for you, it's also important for your medications. Health experts have long emphasized the dangers of high temperatures, and now a pharmacist from Landrum Drug in Mount Vernon is warning that the excessive heat exposure can actually reduce the effectiveness of your prescriptions, which could put your health at risk. If you're ever unsure whether to take any medication, you should never ingest it. Instead, you should contact your local pharmacy. Joplin first responders are competing for bragging rights while helping save lives. The Boots, Badges, and Bandages Blood Drive happens this coming Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Joplin Public Safety Training Center. That's on Swede Lane in Webb City. Joplin Fire, Police, and EMS are teaming up with the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks. The goal is 130 units of blood. Every donor receives a first responders t-shirt, a Super Splash Day passport worth $45, and enters to win a $10,000 dream vacation. Donors also vote for their favorite team. You can book your appointment now at cbco.org. Scorching summer temperatures can take their toll on those working outside. Coming up, we have some tips for keeping cool and safe in the summer heat. But up next, road work can pose a dangerous threat for contractors. MoDOT wants to bring attention and safety to road work zones.
July, y'all. Break out the blue jeans and come eat, bid, and boogie for a cause. July 25th at Mirza Shrine in Pittsburgh.
A car hit and killed a contractor with the Arkansas Department of Transportation overnight. It's a tragic reminder to slow down and pay attention as you travel through work zones. Chris Bryant spoke with people who work on and patrol the highways about keeping work zones safe.
Last year, 5 people were killed in construction work zones in the state of Missouri.
That's not unacceptable for us. Safety is our #1 value here at MoDOT.
From the expansion of I-44 through Springfield to the widening of Highway 65 through Ozark, Missouri drivers can see anywhere between 800 to 1,000 work zones every single day in Missouri.
That it's our families out there. Just slow down, pay attention. Your actions, can determine someone's outcome for the rest of their life.
With long-term projects, striping, mowing, and temporary lane closures for repairs, work zones are constantly changing.
If there's a work zone in the area, there will be a trooper close to that area, making sure people are driving safe. When it says don't pass, don't pass. The driver's driving slow in front of you. Obviously, they're driving slow for a reason. They're going the speed limit.
According to data, aggressive driving contributed to more than 50% of work zone crashes last year, and more than 350 work zone crashes in Missouri involved a driver distracted by their phone.
Inattention, that's the #1 factor that contributes to, crashes in our work zones. So pay attention. Put your phone down. Most people don't even realize when you're traveling through the work zone, 5 seconds, that's the average time of text. You look down for 5 seconds, you've traveled a football field.
The Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds drivers to slow down and pay attention in work zones.
We want everybody to get there safe. We know you want to get somewhere, but it's better to get there safe than have to meet with us, meet with EMS.
To report a dangerous driver or a crash, you can press *55 on your mobile phone to be connected to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, or you can call 911.
People think, well, if there's not workers present, then I don't need to slow down. Wrong. You still need to slow down, pay attention. You don't know when those workers are going to be there.
Lindsay returns next with a complete look at your forecast, and later, one summer softball team serves up a successful season. Sports Director Ryan Blank has details on the Fort Scott Mud Turtles' shell of a season.
Chances are you probably aren't a roofing contractor. Neither is your neighbor, nor your coworker, or whoever this is. So let's leave it to the experts. You need
used car inventories. The best used car selection and savings are only at Roper Honda.
Now today wasn't as bad as the last couple of days we've seen, but we still are under an excessive heat warning in the area. Let's go ahead and take a look outside. Southwestern Missouri, southeastern Kansas, and parts of Oklahoma under an excessive heat warning until Thursday at 7 p.m. Now you can see where that salmon color is out there in Oklahoma and Arkansas. That's a heat advisory that's extended until Saturday. So we have several more days to get through, but we are going to see most of the days like we saw earlier today. You can take a look downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. It was a really beautiful day. We had partly cloudy skies as we headed into this evening. Those partly cloudy skies did stick around. Now our dew points today were higher than our actual temperature, which is why we saw that high heat index. So our dew points were in the mid 70s. Now comparative to our temperature in the low 90s, it should have felt better with a lower humidity, but unfortunately because of the higher humidity, we were in that 70 to 75 degree range, our heat index was really high. In some areas we got up to 110, 111 right now, though out there you can see 107 in Newada, 111 in Veneta, but the rest of us starting to drop down. Now as we head over the next couple of days, our temperatures today got into the low 90s. Tomorrow we'll be in the mid 90s, so it may feel a little bit warmer, but our heat index is actually going to be lower due to the lower humidity that we're going to see for the next couple of days. So we can expect temperatures like 95 in Joplin, 94 in Pittsburgh, 96 out in Neodesha, Independence, 97 in Newada. We get that southwesterly wind. As we get into Wednesday, though, our temperatures pretty similar, but a couple of degrees cooler. 95 in Joplin, 93 in Pittsburgh. You can see 95 in Newada, 92 out in Monette. But like I said, even though our temperatures are in the mid 90s, because of our lower humidity, again, today we saw humidity dew points in the 70 to 75 degree range. Over the next couple of days, it's going to drop down to 60 to 65 degree range, which means that our future feels like, which is our heat index and what it's going to feel like to your skin outside, 102 in Joplin, 101 in Nowata. Remember, today we got up to about 110. 103 in Pittsburgh, 101 in Lockwood. That's just Tuesday. Now on Wednesday, even better. 99 in Joplin, 98, maybe 99 in Baxter Springs, 100 in Welch, 102 in Parsons. So we're looking at a 98 to 102 degree range for our heat index on Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be a little bit better. We also have the chance to see a couple of showers in our far western counties on Wednesday. Very isolated showers. So we've got a 10% chance for those pop-up showers Wednesday. Thursday, northwestern counties could see a couple pop-up showers, and the same on Friday. Now, as we get further into the week, we're going to see our temperatures start to rise, and because of these shower chances, we also could see humidity start to rise. So our heat index over the weekend, even though rain's out of here by Saturday, Sunday, is going to be much higher. And then you can see by next week, our temperatures are near 100. So we could see some extreme heat by next Monday.
Lindsay, thanks. During this extreme heat, it's important to be careful when you're outside, whether it's for work or play. As Nick Kelly reports, outdoor workers recommend preparing before heading out.
With the upper level high in control of our weather, the heat and plenty of summer humidity have settled in for the next several days. While some flock to the pools to keep their cool, work continues for landscaping companies like 417 Mowing.
The first week out with the heat like that, the grass has already grown, so we've got to persevere and get through that because they're going to grow regardless.
The same goes for pest control companies like Bug Zero, where they're entering their busiest time of the year, with one culprit prompting calls from homes across the Ozarks.
Ants all the time. That's our number one call. So right now they're trying to find those water sources that may have dried up from the summer heat.
Not only do both companies pay attention to the forecast for any returning heat, they make sure workers have cooling spots and supplies on hand to keep the heat at bay.
Anytime the guys go out, we've got coolers that have extra insulation, so the ice will last for a few days. We provide water, liquid IV. That's a really important part right there. They got to stay hydrated.
Take breaks, most definitely. We definitely want to err on the side of caution. We go inside, soak up the AC when we can, and of course, in between jobs, AC.
Plus, crews go the extra mile by wearing appropriate lightweight clothing, some with moisture-wicking fabric to help keep their cool. On top of readjusting their schedules to get work done early and later in the day to avoid the worst heat of the day, these are tips that everyone should follow, whether on the job or having fun.
If you're going to be out at the pool, even the night before, drink that liquid IV, get real hydrated. That way you're prepared for the day.
Still ahead, it's a big night for the Nevada Griffins as they make their return to the playoffs. We're going to find out the final score, and we'll highlight one summer softball team that's made some waves this season.
Continental Siding customers are saying no more high energy bills and no more temporary fixes. If you're ready to say no more to letting your old
The Four States region is loaded with talent from any sport that you can think of, and one summer softball team in the area just wrapped up a successful season. The 16 and under Fort Scott Mud Turtles wrapped up their summer schedule this past weekend, and while it was a successful season all around, one tournament performance stands out amongst the rest. Earlier this month, the Mud Turtles competed in the ASA National Championships in Blue Springs. In a bracket full of 24 teams, this Fort Scott squad dominated, not only winning the tournament crown, but finishing with an undefeated record, capping off a perfect weekend with some hardware. These athletes, they've been playing together for the last 8 years, and they dominated throughout this season. Congrats to the Mud Turtles on another successful year. It's been a long time coming for the Nevada Griffins, but they are back in the Make League playoffs for the first time since 2018. And after waiting 7 long years to return to the postseason, the Griffins pull off a massive upset of the 3rd seed Chillicothe Mudcats, winning 4-1. Trenton Creek drove in 2 runs with a single. Bryce Humphrey and Nick Kalin each knocked in a run as well. But the stars of the show are the 1-2 punch on the mound, Landon Fletcher and Evan Helton. Fletcher started off with 4 innings of 1-run ball, with Helton following it up with a perfect 4 2/3 innings, shutting down the Mudcats lineup. Nevada keeps dancing into St. Joe to face the top-seed Mustangs tomorrow in the divisional round. The Joplin Outlaws, they're coming off a successful weekend of their own, winning 2 of their 3 games in Sherman to take the series from the Shadow Cats. However, the top of the Mid-America League standings is as tight as ever. The Outlaws still stand in first place with a 34-13 record, but the Abilene Flying Bison are on their tails, trailing by only a half game. The Sherman Shadowcats, Fort Smith Marshalls, Texarkana Rhinos, and the Piney Woods Timberhogs round out the standings. With under 2 weeks left of the regular season, it is do or die for teams to not only punch their ticket to the postseason, but fight for home field advantage. The back half of the Major League Baseball season is in full swing with both the Royals and Cardinals fighting to gain positioning in their respective wild card races. Kansas City trying to shake off a series loss in Miami against the Marlins as they begin a 3-game set with the Cubs this evening, and they put on a fireworks display at Wrigley Field. Jack Caglione starting it all off with a solo homer. Fellow rookie John Wraith, he hit his 3rd homer in the last 4 games, with El Capitan Salvador Perez staying scorching hot with another multi-home run game. He's hit 7 of those things in his last 11 games. Noah Cameron, he gave up 4 early runs, but grinded through 6 innings of work as KC goes on to win Game 1 12-4. As for the Cardinals, they're coming off a rough series in Arizona after being swept by the Diamondbacks. And the Redbirds get their first win post-All-Star break, defeating the Rockies 6-2. Colorado, they got out to that early 2-0 lead, but St. Louis responded with 6 straight unanswered runs, with Wilson Contreras having a big night with 3 hits, including a home run and RBI single. Guys like Mason Wynn, Pedro Pajes, and all-star Brendan Donovan also collecting RBIs, with Michael McGreevy coming up big on the mound in this one, tossing a quality start, going 7 innings and allowing those only 2 runs. I don't think we can complain much. All teams winning. The Outlaws would have been nice to see them win, but they had the day off today. But I would say successful baseball night.
Yeah, if you have the day off, we're going to let you slide on that one. And they've been having a good season.
A great season. And they got a tough stretch coming up, needing to hold on to that 1 seed. But this Outlaws team has proven that they're up for the challenge.
See if they can be hot going into the postseason.
Exactly.
We'll be right back.
Arvest Bank, a 4-state hero.
Well, temperatures for the next couple of days will be in the mid-90s. It's a couple of degrees above average. We could also start to see some pop-up showers in our western counties Wednesday afternoon. Those continue Thursday and Friday. Temperatures do start to rise into the upper 90s by the weekend. You can see by next week near 100 degrees.
Lindsay, thanks. Final sports note.
Salvador Perez, he's aging like fine wine, continuing to hit home runs. But it was also the young guys, John Rave and Jack Caglione, also getting in. Love seeing everybody kind of contribute and seeing the Royals put up some runs.
A mix of the veteran and the younger guys, as you say. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.